And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Sunday, and we are coming at you live with sound today, folks. Truly big apologies on my end. I did the entire show yesterday with no audio. The setting wasn't on for some reason on OBS, truly letting me down. My software letting me down. But we're back today with sound, so that's always great. So if you missed the show yesterday, super apologize to that. It was a great show too. I loved it, and I was just so disappointed. I went to go download the episode and make clips of it. I'm like, why is there no sound coming out of this? Did I just do an hour and a half show with no sound? So we're back with sound today. Damn, I was so pissed about that yesterday. Jeez. All right, but we are back today with sound. We got Game 3 of the NBA Finals to break down, choose our winner. We've struck out 0 of 2 so far. We've taken the Bucks +6. We've taken the Bucks +5, and they've been losing by more than 10 every single game. But now the series shifts back to Milwaukee, so we'll see what the line is looking like. We're probably not going to get great value here. It's probably, if I have to guess, it's maybe Bucks +2, maybe, but it's going to be real tough to decide which kind of line we're going to be betting on. Are we going to swallow some points? Are we going to take some points? But whatever option we take, it's really not going to be anything. We are basically just going to be choosing the winner of Game 3 here. So we'll break all that down today on the show. We will watch the wild card game, 2016 Packers Giants, breaking down Aaron Rodgers' performance like we do here over the last 2-3 months, giving him credit if he deserves any credit for his good or bad playoff performance, because that's the only way we can judge Aaron Rodgers now. I don't care what he does in the regular season. It's always fantastic, but his lackluster playoff record, his lackluster Super Bowl appearances, his lackluster Super Bowl wins, that's what we are investigating here when we break down Aaron Rodgers, because a lot of people like to put him as the greatest of all time, but we have to kind of get the full case of that. So we're looking at his playoff games, and we are now up to the 2016 wild card game against the Giants. So we will watch that today on the show and break it down. Watch some film on that and look at his stats. So that's what we have today on the show. So let's just jump right into it with the stories of the day. And Connor McGregor, let's start here. Connor McGregor, Dustin Poirier 3 last night. We talked about this yesterday on the show. Once again, there was no sound on the show yesterday, so I apologize for that. But we ended up taking Dustin Poirier money line. It was like -134. McGregor was like +110, but we went with Dustin Poirier. We watched the first fight from 2014 yesterday on the show. We watched his second fight in 2020 or 2021 January, and we watched fight number 2, and we came up to the conclusion that we were believing in Dustin Poirier. Why we like Dustin Poirier was because of those big old leg kicks that he was landing on Connor McGregor the entire fight during fight 1 and fight 2. When Connor McGregor won fight 1, it was a little lucky that he kind of, hit the back head of Dustin Poirier, truly kind of knocking him out with a missed punch, and then he just kind of, somehow got him on the back of the head. So, Connor's win here wasn't the greatest. And then we watched match number 2. The leg kicks by Dustin Poirier were still there, and Connor just didn't look that explosive and ended up getting the shit beat out of him. And we were kind of seeing that Connor could not take a punch. So we bet on Dustin Poirier, and who was the winner last night? Dustin Poirier. So fantastic for us hitting our bet there. But let's see how we won. If you didn't watch it, I'm sure you've been seeing it. It ended in the first round because the refs had to stop the fight the medic had to stop the fight. Herb, the ref, he didn't stop the fight, folks. Connor went down with like 5 seconds left in the fight, ended up was getting kind of, pummeled on top, but Herb let the final 5 seconds go, and I respect Herb for that because he didn't see the leg break of Connor, and, it was so close to the edge, he didn't want to kind of, stop the fight. He was just going to let Connor get kind of, pummeled for the last 2-3 seconds before the round officially ended. So I respect Herb for not calling the fight early and truly letting kind of, after the round was over and Connor couldn't get up. All right, now we got to stop the fight because this man can't even get up anymore. So, let's kind of talk about what happened in round 1. Dustin Poirier wasn't attempting any leg kicks at all. And that's kind of out of the realm. That's what we were seeing in those first 2 fights. And Connor, he was going at the leg kicks. Connor was kind of using Poirier's strategy of just wearing down your leg throughout the fight. And Connor came back and tried that strategy. Unfortunately, Connor's legs are glass, folks. Connor's got glass legs because he started to kick Dustin Poirier. And Connor kind of broke his own leg while kicking Dustin Poirier. How unfortunate there. So Poirier ends up winning the fight because Connor McGregor ended up breaking his foot and could not walk. He had to get stretchered out of the arena. So Connor takes a leg kick on Dustin Poirier, and a lot of people are saying that they heard a snap, and that's when kind of Connor broke the leg, and then it just came completely snapped when Connor missed a punch, and oh geez, oh man, I can't even watch this, folks. I've been watching this all night. It's absolutely wild. But man, oh man, it's grueling, folks. This is truly, oof. So Connor already had his kind of leg broken, and then when he went to go take the step back, it just crumbled underneath him, folks. Look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. His bone is literally touching the mat, folks. It's touching the mat. Jeez, my goodness. I don't know how it didn't rip out of his skin, folks. Look at this. The leg is a complete... The leg is a complete 90-degree angle, folks, out here. Jeez Louise. Oh, my goodness. Man, do you know how bad that's got to hurt? And Connor just ends up falling back, folks. Oh, my God. Your leg just completely snaps. The bone is completely broken, folks. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a complete break, if that leg is just dangling, screaming, help, reattach me, please, I'm broken over here. But man, oh man, he just takes a step back on that left foot, completely breaks, can't even stand on the foot, folks. It is not even attached to the bone anymore, and the bone is touching the mat, folks. The bone is touching the mat. You don't want that to happen. You want the foot to touch the mat, not your leg bone to touch the mat. And that's what happened to Connor last night. Unfortunate. Connor was getting his ass beat in round 1 anyway. He went to the ground for some reason, and I don't understand why Connor did that. And Dustin Poirier was just pummeling on this man. I was worried for Connor because I thought Herb was going to stop the fight because Dustin Poirier was just wailing on this man. Then Connor gets back up to his feet, kicks Dustin Poirier, breaks his leg. Couple seconds later, they both miss punches on each other, and that causes kind of Connor McGregor to stumble backwards, and we get the complete break of the leg, folks. So one last time, watch it here. Jeez, I can't even imagine. Folks. That seems like the worst pain to ever endure. Going to step back and your leg just completely snaps. Oh my God. Well, I think Connor's done now. I mean, he lost back-to-back fights. This man has never been looking as dominant as he was in his prime. What do we say his prime was? Kind of 2014-ish, 2012 to 2014-ish. That's kind of his prime. 2010, do you want to say? Do you want to go back that far? So I think he's officially done. This is going to be a gruesome injury. I don't know how you come back from this, folks. I mean, just to have all the explosiveness and the torque and everything that goes into being a great MMA fighter, a great UFC fighter, and, you know, having surgery to repair this and then never kind of quite being 100% confident that your leg's going to hold up through a match. I think he's done, folks, and it's a little unfortunate, but I don't think you can come back from this. I think he wants another chance at Dustin Poirier because this was kind of the tiebreaker and it kind of ended truly unfortunate. He had to kind of, give up just because his leg gave up on him, unfortunately. But Connor's got some glass legs, folks. That's why Dustin Poirier won round 2, match 2, was because Dustin Poirier was just going at his feet, his legs the entire time, and Connor was getting worn down. And now in match 3, he breaks his own legs by trying to freaking kick Dustin Poirier. So Dustin Poirier is the winner. Connor loses, and he's going to be out for a while, folks. We saw match 2 to match 3. It was like a 6 months turnaround. That's not going to be anything. It's going to be at least a year, I would say, for him to kind of have the surgery, recover, rehabilitate, and then get up to that standard that is needed to step inside that octagon, folks. So, unfortunate last night, folks. Man. Leg snaps, man. I mean, that's what we all watch, UFC for. We want to fight. We want to see somebody get pummeled. But I don't know if we want to see a bone break like that. Jeez. So that was the big fight last night. Connor goes down in the first round. All right, let's keep moving on here. Stephon Gilmore back in the news here, and a lot of cornerbacks are being in the news. Corners want to get paid their respective due. We kind of talked about a little bit earlier, for probably the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about Xavier Howard, how he just signed a deal last season, but now he's holding out again because he had an absolutely phenomenal season and now wants to get paid even more money, even though he's only 1 year into his new 5-year deal. And now we have Stephon Gilmore saying, hey, I just want what I'm worth out here. So we're going to kind of talk about corners here today. How much are these corners getting paid? What is their kind of lockdown status like? Are they A1 Tier 1 corners? Are Tier 2 corners getting paid like A1 Tier 1 corners and all this? Do these corners have a right to kind of start holding out and start talking a little bit? Stephon Gilmore, Xavier Howard, do they have the right to be like, hey, if these players are getting paid this much money, well, I want that and some because I'm way better than them. So we're going to kind of investigate some corners here today and kind of see if they truly deserve to be paid, because we've been kind of seeing a lot of position players here wanting to get paid a little bit more, wanting a little bit more respect out here. Corners are one of those positions, and then also the tight ends with, Darren Waller and Travis Kelce and George Kittle, that tight end university. That's why they had that summit, so they can all make each other better, so they can keep getting paid more money. George Kittle wants kind of the bad tight ends to get paid more money, so George Kittle, the great tight end, can get paid more money himself. We just talked about it. Kyle Pitts just signed his rookie deal, and he's the highest paid tight end in, I believe, league history, folks. He's definitely the highest paid current tight end, but I think he may be the highest paid tight end in league history, and this man's a rookie, and the only reason he's getting all this money is because he was drafted 4th overall. Depending on where you get drafted in the draft, that basically just kind of tells you how much you get paid. Number 1 overall pick, I think it's like $36 million, and then it kind of just goes down from like $2 million for every spot. So it's, Kyle Pitts isn't getting paid on his merit as a tight end, even though he's going to be absolutely phenomenal in this league. We are not doubting Kyle Pitts. He's like Darren Waller, big, tall, fast, 6'6", can run like a freaking Tyreek Hill out there and catch the ball as good as DeAndre Hopkins does. So these tight ends want to get paid, and now these corners also want to get paid in some recognition. So let's go into this article right here. Let's see what Stephon Gilmore is saying. Let's see what he's saying he's worth, and then we'll investigate what the top corners are getting paid and what their production was looking like last season and talk this through. Does Stephon Gilmore deserve to get paid? Let's find out. Here we go. So here we go in the article. The 2019 Defensive Player of the Year is slated to earn a $7 million base salary in 2021. $7 million? Yikes. Now, he won Defensive Player of the Year in 2019, and then, missed a couple of games in 2020 and just wasn't his full self. And now we can kind of, understand that because the entire, a lot of the great pieces of that Patriots team decided to opt out of last season because of COVID. Remember that? Players had the option to opt out if they felt they were high risk or just didn't even want to play around with the COVID. Players had that same opportunity to opt out this season as well, but nobody did that. That final date to opt out of the 2021 season came and went, and nobody decided to opt out. So everybody's good to go this season, and we should have a full rockin' stadium. Every stadium's at maximum capacity for all their home games, and now all the players are out there too. So this 2021 season should be absolutely great. So the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year is slated to earn a $7 million base salary in 2021 after the Pats moved up $4.5 million last year. That salary currently places Gilmore 24th paid amongst corners. Woo, and that's just base salary. Now, overall salary, he's paid 12th out of corners. So still a little, I mean, your defensive player of the year, a lot of people kind of regard Stephon Gilmore as kind of top corner in the league, top 3 corner in the league. I don't put him in my top 5, but I think I put him in maybe my top 8, top 7. But once again, we are going to investigate corners. Is our kind of narrative, is our thinking off a little bit? We're going to see what these kind of top corners getting paid, what their production is like as well. So we'll see if we move up Stephon Gilmore a little bit in our own thinking. But currently, of everything that I've seen, I think I put him at kind of, top 10, but kind of 10 through 7-ish. I don't know if I put him top 5. All right, let's continue with the article. Here we go. Gilmore told reporter Josina Anderson on Friday he wants a pay bump in line with the rest of the top 5 corners in the game. So he wants to be top 5 paid. So once again, we are going to look at top 5 paid and just see how off he is on that pay and what the top 5 paid are getting. But quote here by Stephon Gilmore, quote, "I just want what I'm worth, however that plays out. Every player should be paid what they're worth. That's just how it is." And once again, that's what the tight ends were saying. Hey, we're blocking, we're kind of linemen, we're catching the ball like wide receivers, and we're going over the middle. I mean, we're sacrificing our body, we're going deep on these deep balls, and we're only getting paid like nothing, like $5, $6, $7 million a year. That's got to be bumped up a little bit. And that's why George Kittle and Travis Kelce started Tight End University. It was the first year, folks, and they invited all the tight ends besides TT, who we don't talk about here. We don't mention that name here because we don't respect them. You hear us, TT? We don't respect you here. We don't even name you anymore. You're a clown. But that's why they did that, because they want them to get better. If the lowest, if kind of the worst kind of, tier 3, tier 4 tight ends are getting paid, $5-6 million, then tier 1s are going to be getting paid 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, potentially $20 million a season. So they all want to push each other to get better, learn from each other, so then their pay will also increase. That was kind of the entire point of Tight End University, and we're big on the tight ends, folks. We're trying to get a Tight End University flag behind us because we kind of respect what they've been doing, and the fact that, Travis Kelce had the most receiving yards on that Chiefs team last year, you got to give him tons of credit. The fact that Darren Waller has had back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons and it truly isn't kind of getting that highly regarded in the media, it's a little unfortunate. So we're behind the tight ends, and I think we're going to be getting behind the corners here. Pay what they deserve to be paid. Pay the players what they're worth. And that's why, once again, we are always pro player, pro get that money. And, if you want to kind of not fulfill your entire contract because you feel like you are getting disrespected pay-wise, that's why, we like Xavier Howard. We wish he would be back with the Dolphins and not hold out, but we kind of understand him holding out a little bit. Always try and get your money, do what's best for you and for you alone, because we know the kind of the top of the business side, the CEOs, the owners who write the contracts and negotiate the contracts, they'll have no problem ripping up that contract if you do one thing out of line. They'll have no problem voiding your contract. You don't get another cent. So we're always kind of pro player on the side of money, and if you think you deserve more, by all means, sit out, hold out, don't play, force a trade, demand a trade, do whatever you have to do. That's why, we don't kind of bash Aaron Rodgers too much for sitting out. We bash him for some other reasons. He thinks he's a little way greater than what he is. Actually, he's a great passer, don't get us wrong, but in terms of total performance on what an actual NFL season is, which is winning and winning the big game, he comes up a little lackluster in those bigger games, just a little bit. But, we respect his right to sit out and not play for the Packers. Hey, if you feel like you're getting disrespected, by all means, hold out, sit out, don't play. We get behind you on that. So we'll see if Stephon Gilmore is going to kind of hold out and sit out like Xavier Howard is, and we'll kind of get behind you a little bit. But let's continue here to see what he's truly saying. Alrighty, while his base salary is low, Gilmore's cap figure this season is the highest at his position, so a little interesting here. Whereas the Pats moved up money last year with the corner entering the final year of his deal, that's not an option this time around. Only a new contract or extension will appease the 30-year-old. Gilmore added that he's not looking for a trade out of New England. All right, quote, hopefully we can find some common ground and get it situated. I just know what I bring to the table in my style of play. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on myself and make sure I'm good mentally and physically. So, trying to get right, doesn't want to trade, wants to play for the Patriots, just wants to get paid a little bit more money, wants to get paid what he's worth. And we kind of know the Patriots, they don't like to overpay players. That's why Tom Brady never got any help throughout his 20 years. That's why, Aaron Rodgers has to kind of suck it up just a little bit, suck it up. It's not like Tom Brady was getting all the help. He was winning, Super Bowls with no help. Aaron Rodgers, he got some decent help with Davante Adams here kind of entire career. The last, Davante Adams got there in 2014? 2015-ish? I think 2014, but, and that's not enough help. Robert Tonyan's not enough help. Having an A1 tier 1 running back behind you, Aaron Jones, isn't enough help. Okay. But back here to Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore signed a 5-year, $65 million contract in New England in 2017, but now, he's up at the end of this year, final year of his deal, and he wants to just get paid what he's worth. So we'll see if Bill Belichick kind of respects Stephon Gilmore. Bill Belichick, defensive-minded head coach. He's got no problem spending money on the defensive side of the ball, and Stephon Gilmore has been here since what? When has he been in New England for? I think 2014-ish. Maybe even earlier than that. Maybe even 2012. Let's get when Stephon Gilmore kind of came in the league, and that's kind of why I don't know if I would pay him all this money that he wants, because we know it's just so hard to be an A1 tier 1 level player at your position for more than kind of a 3-4 year stretch. I mean, look at Richard Sherman during those kind of Legion of Boom days. He was, the best corner in the league, but ever since then, he's kind of been dropping down a little bit. He went to the 49ers, still solid production. You're not going to go from A1 tier 1 all the way down to like third tier. You'll always be a kind of decent tier 2 at your position, but to be at the highest of the level of your position, it's hard to sustain that greatness. That's why we're always big on greatness and big on dynasties, because we know just how hard it is to maintain that success. We talk about Russell Wilson. Folks, we truly talk about Patrick Mahomes like Russell Wilson, folks. When Russell Wilson first came in the league, we were like, oh my God, this man's going to be the greatest of all time. This man's going to rival Brady. But what did he do? 2 straight Super Bowls, won one, lost one, and then has never been there for the last 5 years. What has Patrick Mahomes done? 2 straight Super Bowls, won one, lost one, real early in his career. And now this is going to be kind of, the make it or break it year. Can he do 3 straight? Is he a little different than Russell Wilson? So we just know how hard it is to maintain and sustain greatness at an elite level. So with Stephon Gilmore coming into the league in 2012, folks, he's been in the league for 8-9 seasons. It's like, is he done? He's 30. Can we still buy into him? Does he still have that high level of play? Are we just going to start seeing decline? And it's not going to be it's not going to be a steep drop off, but it's still going to be a steadily little bit of a decline. And especially all these great wide receivers here. You got DK Metcalf. You got Tyreek Hill. Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. We've got DeAndre Hopkins. We've got some great young guns here in the league that are speedy and fast. And Stephon Gilmore, as he's aging, he's going to have to be able to keep up with these young guns, because Stephon Gilmore is cornerback number 1 on this Patriots team, and you're going to have to be covering wide receiver 1s, which are all those ones that we just named. And with the kind of addition of these great tight ends, Darren Waller, maybe you'll have to cover him on some assignments, some adjustments, some defensive schemes to cover a 6'6" fast as heck tight end. It may just be a little bit too much, so we'll see how his production is looking. But he came into the league in 2012, folks, so are we done with this article? We got any more quotes here? All right, one last quote here, and then we'll start kind of investigating corners a little bit here in their production and what they're getting paid. But here we go. The veteran underwent off-season surgery to fix a partially torn quad after playing in just 11 games last season. And that's like another reason maybe we can't pay him all this money. Yes, he was good, but now he's a little older. He's a little injured, a little banged up, and that's the problem with contracts nowadays. And that's why we kind of support Xavier Howard a little bit more, with him wanting to kind of sit out if you're not going to pay him more, because with contracts, you don't pay people for what they're doing now. It's always a little bit of a back end pay. So, you sign a 4-year deal from 2016 to 2020. Now 2020 comes and they're like, well, now you're 4 years older. Oh, did you have what have you done for me lately? Yeah, you were good in 2016, 2017, 2018, but 2019, you kind of had a little bit of an injury. You missed 5 games. Now you're kind of damaged goods. You're 4 years older, and now you want want more money than your last contract. It's like that. The owners have all the power now, so the contracts have to be fixed a little bit, but the reason why they can't be fixed is because nobody wants 2-year deals. Nobody wants 1-year deals because that doesn't give you security. Because if you do have the injury, if you do have a little bit of a setback, then your value goes down. So, there's two lines of thought. Hey, I'm going to bet on myself and take these short contracts, or I'm just going to take the normal route of the contracts, but then not get all my full worth. So it's real hard to do it here, folks. And that's why we don't really blame players for not honoring their contracts fully, and then you can have the same mindset of hey, you signed a deal, you signed a contract, this and this, you should respect it, you're a man, you signed the deal, you knew what you were signing, all this. But at the same time, folks, the owners, they have all the loopholes, they have all the kind of they bring in all their lawyers, their 40 lawyers to have that loophole and the fine print and all this, and you and just your agent and maybe one lawyer are going over and you're like, all right, yeah, this is good. But then at the same time, you do one thing, hey, you're gone. Hey, you're in the media for the wrong reason. You're affecting our business overall. We have the right to terminate you. So that's why we are on the side of the pro player, folks, here in contract situations. But let's see where this injury came for Stephon Gilmore. Was it middle of the season? It was kind of both here. He missed 3 games in the middle of the season and then the final 2 games of the season. So once again, that's going to hurt Stephon Gilmore's kind of contract negotiation. Now, hey, you missed the last 2 games of the season. We haven't seen you since that injury now. So maybe we know you want maybe 70, 80 million, but we can't give you that because you're older and you're a little damaged goods. So once again, man, it's tough, man. We truly side with the players here. We feel for the players. But let's finish up this quote here. Let's start it back here. The veteran underwent off-season surgery to fix a partially torn quad after playing in just 11 games last season. He told Anderson that his rehab is going well, but he's unsure if he'll be ready for training camp later this month. Quote, I feel stronger than I have ever felt since the surgery. I've been running a lot, building full speed. Well, we'll see if I'm ready for camp, if I need to be, but I also don't want to push it. And that's where kind of, Gilmore has a little bit of leverage. Hey, I'm a veteran. I don't need to be kind of, fully participant day 1 of training camp, week 1 of training camp, week 2, week 3 of training camp. I'm going to, let myself rest because I know I have a contract coming up. I know I need to stay healthy for this season. I'm not going to risk it in training camp. I know the system. I've been here my entire career. I get it. I'm A1 tier 1, baby. I don't need to kind of go through the first couple of weeks here. We do need him in kind of maybe the last week of training camp as we're getting ready for the season, just so everybody's on the same page on the field wise. But Stephon Gilmore doesn't need to push it week 1 of training camp, as we know that comes up at the end of July. So we'll see how he's looking and seeing if he's kind of leaving, picking up where he left off last season. So that's Stephon Gilmore. That's why he wants to get paid a little bit. So now let's talk about what the corners are getting paid here. So we have all the corners here ranked by their pay. So let's start naming them off here. Number 1 corner in the league paid-wise is Jalen Ramsey at $20 million. Marlon Humphrey is number 2 for the Ravens at $19.5 million. Then we have Tre'Davious White, number 3 at $17.25 million. Darius Slay for the Eagles, 4th highest paid at $16.6 million. Byron Jones, number 5, even though I think he's a safety, but he's listed as a corner here, $16.5 million. Xavier Howard for the Dolphins, $15 million. He's 6th highest paid, and he just had a breakout season last year and wants to renegotiate his deal. And I can kind of understand that with Darius Slay and Tre'Davious White. I don't think they're that great against A1 tier 1s, and that's where the money's going to come. Can you lock up and lock down the opponent's A1 tier 1 wide receiver? The DK Metcalfs, the Devontae Adams, the Stephon Diggs, the Tyreek Hills. That's what we're really kind of looking for when we look into these corner stats. I don't care about tier 2. Okay, you can lock up the tier 2 wide receiver. I don't care about that. I don't care if you can lock up garbage wide receivers. Anybody can do that. Get me out there. I'll do that. We are strictly looking at the tier 1. So I don't know if Tre'Davious White and Darius Slay can do that, but we will look at their stats in just a second. Then we get James Bradbury for the Giants at $14.5 million. Trey Waynes for the Bengals, $14 million. Marcus Peters, also $14 million for the Ravens. William Jackson, 10th highest paid at $13.5 million. Shaquille Griffin for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And doesn't he only have one hand? Isn't he the one that's got only one hand? He's getting paid $13.3 million. Jeez. And then we got a Dory Jackson, $13 million here for the Giants. And same thing with Stephon Gilmore. He's getting $13 million too. So Stephon Gilmore feels like he's disrespected, being kind of the 12th highest paid, 13th highest paid corner in this league, and he wants to be top 5, which top 5 money is $16.5 million. So he feels like he's about $3.5 million more worth it than what he's getting right now. So now let's go into what Stephon Gilmore did last season-wise. Unfortunately, we can't go back to 2019. Unfortunate. We can't go back to the game log, so we have to kind of do this on a what have you done for us lately basis. This website's fantastic, playerprofile.com. You can go to last season stats for the corners and just kind of see what they did when they were matched up against their main target throughout the game and how they locked them up. So let's go over Stephon Gilmore, and then we'll probably talk about like the top 5, what they've been looking like, and if we can, if we're a general manager, we're just talking, can we get behind Stephon Gilmore getting $16.5 million? Is he better than Jalen Ramsey, Marlon Humphrey, Tre'Davious White, Darius Slay, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard? So let's see what Stephon Gilmore did last year. So we're only kind of looking at tier 1 wide receivers. I don't care. Preston Williams, 5 targets for 63 yards. That's not the best. And what we kind of classify as kind of a true lockup, kind of 10 yards under their receptions. And, obviously some breakups, some interceptions and all that. Just not letting them go buck wild. So here we go. The first kind of tier 1 wide receiver here, DK Metcalf, week 2 against Seattle. 4 of 6, but for 92 yards. So that was a little bit of a burn there. Stephon Gilmore getting kind of bitched a little bit by DK Metcalf, and we know DK Metcalf's fantastic. We got Nelson Aguilar. He's all right. 5 of 6 for 55 yards. That's not too bad. He had a pass breakup as well. Tyreek Hill, another A1 tier 1 here. This one's going to hold a lot of weight. 4 of 6 for 51 yards and 1 pass breakup. That's not bad either. Having a little bit more. It's like 11 yards a catch there for Tyreek Hill. That's not bad because we know he's so speedy, so you kind of have to give him a little bit. You have to kind of back off. You can't truly press him or he's going to run right by you. So only giving up 51 yards on 4 catches out of 6 targets. That's not overall bad there by Stephon Gilmore. Let's do Brandon Ayuk, a great rookie here for the 49ers. Obviously not A1 tier 1 yet, but he's definitely top tier 2, and he could have a tier 1 season this season. So let's see what he did against Brandon Ayuk. 5 targets, 5 receptions for 50 yards. So, he gave up all the targets, but not more than 10 yards a catch. A decent game there. All right, let's go to DeAndre Hopkins, week 12 against the Cardinals. 4 of 6 for 42 yards. That's great. That's a great coverage right there. Keenan Allen for the Chargers, 3 of 10 for 31 yards and a pass breakup, locking him down. Fantastic. And let's do Robert Woods here for the Rams. 5 of 6 for 39 yards. So he was truly locking it up here. He struggled a little bit, not too much of a struggled against DK Metcalf. Tyreek Hill that's a solid lockup because we rank Tyreek Hill as A1 tier 1. He's number 1 wide receiver in this league. I think I've maybe put DK Metcalf number 2. So the fact that they didn't give up big games, did he give up a touchdown? They don't say if he gave up a touchdown. That's the only thing we wish they would probably kind of share here. Can I bring that up quickly? I guess I can. We're only going to do that for Stephon Gilmore, but I just want to see if DK Metcalf scored a touchdown in that game that he allowed 91 yards on. So let's bring that up quickly, because that will be kind of the tiebreaker. If you gave up a touchdown and 92 yards, that's a little bit of a burn there. So let's see what DK Metcalf did in this Patriots game. He had a touchdown, unfortunate. So I would say a little bit of a burn there by DK Metcalf, but locking up Tyreek Hill and then locked it up at the end of the season, locking up DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, and Robert Woods. That's all real solid right there. So Stephon Gilmore has a real good argument of being a top 5 paid corner in the league. But let's see what these top 5 corners are looking like statistically. Are they doing better than Stephon Gilmore? Are they truly locking up DK Metcalf? Is everybody getting burned by DK Metcalf? So let's see what we've got here. So let's start here with the highest paid one, Jalen Ramsey. Let's look at him first. Here we go. Jalen Ramsey. 2020 games. Here we go. Looking at the A1 tier ones. Let's start here with Amari Cooper in Dallas. 9 of 11 for 114 yards and 1 pass breakup. That's a little bit of a burn there. Jeez, 9 of 11 for 100 yards. That's a great game by Amari Cooper. Then we get Stephon Diggs, 2 of 5 for 13 yards, 2 pass breakups. Ooh, that's a lockup, baby. Yes, sir. Let's talk about Golden Tate for the Giants. 2 of 5 for 11 yards. Another lockup by Jalen Ramsey. We could talk about Deebo Samuel for the 49ers. He's the 49ers' kind of number 1 option last season. 3 of 4 for 55 yards. Not terrible overall. Not terrible. Decent job there. Now, he did face DK Metcalf as well. What did he do against DK Metcalf? 4 of 6 for 42 yards. Ooh, that's a lockup on DK Metcalf, baby. That's great. That is absolutely great. Did DK Metcalf score here in this Rams game? He did not. Oh, Jalen Ramsey definitely deserved top 1 money. $20 million. Yes, sir. Locking up DK Metcalf. We love it. Then he also faced Mike Evans. 5 of 10 for 47 yards and a pass breakup. Yes, sir. These are tier 1, A1, baby. Deebo Samuel's second matchup, 2 of 3 for 44 yards. All right, gave up 20 yards a catch. Not the greatest there, but also not bad. Only 44 yards total. We can kind of live with that. DeAndre Hopkins, 6 of 11 for 36 yards. Yes! Oh, my God. DK Metcalf, round 2, 6 of 7 for 71 yards. All right. A little bit more than the 10 yards average here per catch. But did DK Metcalf score the second time around? No, he didn't. Ooh, yes. Jalen Ramsey truly locking up here. Definitely deserves a tier 1 money. So I don't think we can give Stephon Gilmore $20 million, but we can kind of go through and see if he deserves kind of tier 2, tier 3 money. But let's end here. DeAndre Hopkins, matchup number 2 against Jalen Ramsey. 4 of 9 for 40 yards and 2 pass breakups again, folks. Fantastic. Jalen Ramsey, oof. How old is he? He's only 26. Stephon Gilmore is 30. So, you know what we're saying, being in their prime. Jalen Ramsey, good last season, good in 2019 as well. So, you know, we're expecting, you know, a 3 to 4 year stretch where you're truly locking it up. And Jalen Ramsey's in the middle of that. So we'll see how long he can kind of progress on that. So we definitely think Jalen Ramsey definitely deserves number 1 money, but let's see what Marlon Humphrey's doing, and let's see if maybe we can give Stephon Gilmore $19.5 million now. So let's see what Marlon Humphrey was doing out here. Damn, Jalen Ramsey was good as heck. Damn. All right. Here we go. Marlon Humphrey against Jarvis Landry. 4 of 7 for 36 yards. 1 pass breakup and 1 pick. That's a great lockup right there on Jarvis Landry. Randall Cobb, he's all right. What did he do? 8 of 11 for 80 yards. Once again, just kind of 10 a catch. Not terrible overall. All right, first real competition here against Tyreek Hill. Ooh, 4 of 7 for 76 yards and 2 pass breakups. Let's bring up Tyreek Hill stats to see if he scored... If Tyreek Hill scored on Marlon Humphrey. Really quick. We're not going to do all the wide receivers, but kind of DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill. These are kind of number 1s. We need you to see you lock up. So let's see if he scored against the Ravens here in Marlon Humphrey. He did have a touchdown. So we kind of say that is a burn there by Tyreek Hill. Unfortunate. All right, what else do we get here? We can do Juju Smith-Schuster for the Steelers, 2 of 3 for 38 yards. Not bad overall. A.J. Brown for the Titans, 4 of 7 for 48 yards. Once again, not terrible overall. CeeDee Lamb, 4 of 9 for 31 yards. That's a great lockup right there. Jarvis Landry, matchup number 2, 3 of 7 for 42 yards and a pass breakup. All right. And that was really it. He didn't face, DK Metcalf, got burned by Tyreek Hill. Not the greatest out there. What was the most yards he gave up against, oh my God, Laviska Shenault from the Jacksonville Jaguars? 8 of 10 for 76 yards. That was the most he ever gave up. And, Randall Cobb, 80, Tyreek Hill, 76. So, overall, not bad, but he never really faced that many A1 tier ones. He faced Tyreek Hill. A.J. Brown's real solid. CeeDee Lamb, once again, is good, but he's a rookie. Jarvis Landry is solid there. Randall Cobb is good, but once again, a little out of his prime a little bit. So, overall, just kind of Marlon Humphrey just didn't have that many great receivers to go against, like we just saw with Jalen Ramsey, but he's in that division of just kind of the AFC, the NFC. What is he? The NFC West, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Rams, and the 49ers. Just an absolutely insane division. But he went toe to toe and got it done. So Marlon Humphrey, all right, maybe we can give Stephon Gilmore maybe number 2 money. But let's see what Tre'Davious White is doing out here, because this may be an overpay for Tre'Davious White. I think he gets burned by the tier 1. So let's see what he's doing out here. Tre'Davious White now. Alrighty, here we go. We could do Robert Woods for the Chargers. 3 of 5 for 64 yards. Oh my God, yeah, that's a burn. 20 yards a catch. Jeez. What else do we get out here? DK Metcalf. All right, how did Tre'Davious White do against DK Metcalf? 4 of 6 for 120 yards. Jeez. He had a pass breakup and 2 picks. So that's decent, but overall giving up 120 yards on 4 catches, 30 yards a catch he just gave up. Now, did DK Metcalf score against this Bills team? Let's see. Against Buffalo, he did score once. Unfortunate. The 2 picks could have been, did they win this game? Did Buffalo win this game, or did they lose this game? They ended up winning 44-34, so maybe these 2 picks were just bad throws by Russell Wilson. So once again, a little bad, but also a little good with the 2 picks. You can never go wrong with 2 interceptions, no? But that 120, man, oh man, that's that's right in your face. All right, then we get DeAndre Hopkins. How did he do against him? 7 of 9 for another burn here. 127 yards. Jeez, no pass breakups, no interceptions. So gave up a ton of yards there. Let's do Brandon Ayuk out here. 1 of 6 for 13. That's a great lockup right there. Chase Claypool, 6 of 9 for 47 yards. That's a pretty good lockup right there. And that's really it, folks. Just kind of gave up big yards against the A1 tier 1. So, yeah, I mean, overall, he didn't face that many great wide receivers this season. I mean, this is what Tre'Davious White was going against last season. Chris Hogan, Preston Williams, Robert Woods, Zay Jones, Demarcus Robinson, Brashad Perryman, Damian Byrd, DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Williams. He gave up 10 of 13 for 77 yards. He had a pass breakup and a pick, though. So, once again, not terrible on Mike Williams. He's pretty solid there for the Chargers. Brandon Ayuk, Chase Claypool, Tim Patrick, and Damian Byrd again. So once again, Tre'Davious White against the A1 tier 1s, giving up a lot of yards. Picks could be on the fault of the quarterback. So I think we could give Stephon Gilmore number 3 money, which is $17.25 million. I think we can give him that. So let's rank kind of Stephon Gilmore number 3 so far. Now let's go to Darius Slay. I think he's kind of in the same boat as kind of Tre'Davious White out here, but let's see stat-wise. Darius Slay for the Eagles. What do we get? All right, here we go. Against rookie Terry McLaurin, 4 of 6 for 32 yards. That's a great lockup right there. Robert Woods, 2 of 5 for 18 yards. A great lockup there. A.J. Green, 7 of 10 for 55 yards. That's a pretty solid lockup right there. We do know kind of A.J. Green is coming out of his prime a little bit. What do we get? Chase Claypool, 6 of 10 for 45 yards. That's a pretty good lockup. Kendrick Bourne for the 49ers, 4 of 5 for 49 yards. Where are these A1 tier 1s at? Michael Gallup for the Cowboys, 5 of 7 for 49 yards. Once again, solid there. He's got DK Metcalf. What did he do? Oh, burn. Ooh, big burn there. Oh, my God. 12 of 15 just picking on him. 179 yards, and he only had 1 pass breakup. Did DK Metcalf score on the Eagles? He didn't. No score. But put up 177 yards, the most all season. Once again, against kind of tier 2s, all those other wide receivers that we named tier 2, solid against. But when it comes to tier 1, getting kind of bitched a little bit. And now it's getting bad at the end of the season. Here we go against Devontae Adams, another tier 1 wide receiver in this league. What did he do against Devontae Adams? 6 of 7 for 103 yards. A little bit of a burn there again. Michael Thomas for the Saints. 5 of 5 for 46 yards. That's pretty solid, not giving up 10 yards a catch, but allowed 100% catch percentage. Okay. And then Michael Gallup again for the Cowboys. 2 of 2 for 40. And then Terry McLaurin the second time. 8 of 9 for 55. But when he's going against the A1 tier 1s, kind of getting bitched a little bit. I mean, 179 yards by DK Metcalf, folks. Jeez. Did the Eagles win that game? Let's see. Let's see if because we know DK Metcalf didn't score, but did they end up winning that game against the Eagles? They did 23-17, and you got to give that in part to 177 yards by DK Metcalf. At least that's getting you into field goal territory. You can score with another wide receiver. So, yeah, I don't know if Darius Slayton is deserving top 5 money, not locking up A1 tier ones. All right, let's skip Byron Jones because I'm pretty sure this man's a safety. No? Am I bugging? What they got him listed at here? Cornerback? All right, they do. He was a free safety with Dallas. He's kind of all over the field. Corner, safety, hybrid position. So let's just take Xavier Howard because he is kind of, 100% corner out here. So let's take him. Let's see what Xavier Howard is doing. Had a great season last season. Let's see how he was locking it up against the A1 tier ones. All right, we can do John Brown with Buffalo just because he's great speed-wise. 4 of 7 for 82 yards. That's kind of a burn there. DK Metcalf, 7 of 10 for 193 yards. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Yes, that's a big old burn. Did DK Metcalf score against the Dolphins here? Let's bring that up. He did not. Just put up 106 yards. This has 106 yards here on the website on DK Metcalf, but they say 193 here. So interesting. I don't think it was 193 then. We'll say 106, but either way, that's still a burn there. He had a pick and a pass breakup. All right, against Deebo Samuel, 0 of 5 for 0 yards, a pick and a pass breakup. Boy, a lockdown there. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 of 4 for 23 yards. That's a great lockup there. Jerry Jeudy for the Broncos, 4 of 9 for 92 yards, 2 pass breakups and a pick. So once again, kind of, good with the bad yards, but with the pick. T. Higgins for the Bengals, 3 of 4 for 23 yards. Tyreek Hill, 5 of 9 for 105 yards, a pass breakup and a pick. Did Tyreek Hill score on this Dolphins team? And he did. So once again, not great overall. And then Stephon Diggs last game for Buffalo, 6 of 8 for 106 yards, a pass breakup and a pick. So he's given up some yards, but he's making up for it a little bit with the pick. So I would say that's a little decent top 5 money with all these interceptions, giving your offense a chance there. We could probably put him 4. Take Tre'Davious White out of the top 5, move Darius Slay maybe down to 5, move Xavier Howard up to 4, move Stephon Diggs up to 3. Can we do that? Let's take one more here. Let's take Adoree Jackson because Adoree Jackson and Stephon Gilmore are getting paid the same amount of money. So let's just kind of see how they stack up. So let's do Adoree Jackson, and then we will wrap this segment up. All right, Adoree Jackson, was he doing good against the A1 tier ones? Well, he only played 3 games last season. All right, against Mohamed Sanu, 3 of 3 for 20 yards. Marquez Valdez-Scantling for the Packers, 4 of 4 for 43 yards. And then Chad Hansen, 5 of 6 for 84 yards. So, that's unfortunate. We don't get a lot. And then we can't even look back at 2019. How unfortunate. So, all right, I would definitely say Stephon Gilmore deserves top 5 money. I'm taking Stephon Gilmore over Tre'Davious White and Darius Slay for locking up the A1 tier ones. Tre'Davious White, Darius Slay, good at locking up tier 2s, but we're not interested in that, especially for the big money. So I think Stephon Gilmore has a little bit of an argument here of getting paid top 5 money. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Allen Robinson, extension with the Bears unlikely ahead of next week's deadline. And we're not going to go too far into this. We've talked about this, but once again, we feel that Allen Robinson is not wanting to pursue a deal more on his part than it's the Bears. So we feel that Aaron Robinson is holding out more than the Bears are of kind of offering them a deal. And we say this because he's been working with Mitch Trubisky the last 2 years. Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles, and Mitch Trubisky is just absolutely not great, folks. We know this. He's not good. He's not going to be a starter anytime soon in this league. He'll be a career backup, and that's a little bit more of his role there. Maybe we could say he might be the best backup in the league, but that's nothing that you want to hear. I mean, now Andy Dalton's a backup. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a backup. All the backups are always 8-8. Nick Foles is really the only one that caught magic and won a ring, so you don't want to be a backup here in the league. But we feel that, Allen Robinson's like, hey. I made Mitch Trubisky look good, folks. Can we look up Allen Robinson's stats real quick? Because he's been absolutely amazing here. He deserves big-time money. And we kind of, understand why he doesn't want to want to get locked into another long-term deal with this Bears team because, they've been having, quarterback issues ever since he's been there. So the last 2 seasons, Allen Robinson, 1,000-yard receiver, 1,100 in 2019 with 7 touchdowns, and 1,200 just last season with 6 touchdowns. And he has a great catch percentage, 67% last season while catching garbage throws by Mitch Trubisky. We know Mitch Trubisky's not accurate. And Allen Robinson's going across the middle of the field, laying and sacrificing his body to, extend and catch the ball in dangerous positions over the middle of the field because Mitch Trubisky can't throw the ball well. So Allen Robinson is like, hey. I see you brought in Andy Dalton. I don't want to play with him. I see you drafted Justin Fields, and I think he could be good, but I want to see him be good, and I'm just going to play this year on the franchise tag. If Justin Fields is good, then, we can do a deal next season, but if he's not good, I'm going somewhere else because I'm playing with a good quarterback for once in my career because Allen Robinson could be an A1 Tier 1 wide receiver. He honestly could. He's very great. So I give this man credit for kind of, betting on himself here and kind of, taking it easy, taking a little bit of a slower approach here, not rushing into something, not wanting to get locked up on a franchise with a garbage quarterback for the next 4 seasons. He wants to win a ring, folks, and we'll see if Justin Fields can do that for the Bears. We believe in Justin Fields decently. But, when you have history with Mitch Trubisky, you have a bad taste in your mouth with the quarterbacks that the Bears have been doing for the last, 3 years. So we'll see what Allen Robinson does, but I do not expect him to have a deal by the deadline, which is July 15th. July 15th. So if he doesn't have a deal by July 15th, he can't have a long-term deal for the season. He has to play under the franchise tag, and we'll know more come next season. But I think it's all hinging on the quarterback here, and I think it's Allen Robinson not wanting to get the deal done more than it is the Bears not offering a big-term deal. So we'll see what happens, but I think he's just kind of playing it smart, and we give him respect for that. Alrighty, let's go to this here. Raiders running back Kenyon Drake thinks he, quote, might have a big role in the offense and, quote, I'm ready to see us take it to the next level. Alrighty, we're decent kind of, buyers into Kenyon Drake. This man just rushed for 100 yards last season, I believe. Very solid with the Cardinals. What do we got officially? 955, so real solid, and then he had another 137 yards receiving as well. So over the 1,000-yard mark in total, and real close to rushing for the 1,000 yards, which is exactly what we want to see. So we are believers in Kenyon Drake. It's just now he's on this Raiders team, and this Raiders team is absolutely stacked with a lot of speed. They don't have the size, but they do have the speed. So let's bring up the Raiders depth chart real quick, because they've got pieces everywhere, folks. Running back, Kenyon Drake's not going to even compete for the starting job because you have Josh Jacobs, who's absolutely extraordinary. What did he just rush for last season? I want to say like 1,200. Oh, he only got 1,065 with 12 touchdowns, but he's also very solid out there. Their wide receivers, Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, John Brown, he's going to be fantastic. Hunter Renfrow, Zay Jones, Willie Snead as well. So they've got, 6 deep wide receivers, and, they are missing the height a little bit. All these wide receivers are like 6'1" and under. I think Willie Snead is the only tall one here. Was Willie Snead like 6'3"? Oh, he's 5'11"? Who's tall out here? They got one tall one. Who's tall? Is it Hunter Renfrow? Brian Edwards. All right, Brian Edwards is 6'3". Everybody else is like 6'1" or shorter. So let's get this back up. Accidentally close that out. So they've got, great pass catchers, great speed at the wide receiver position, but then they've got the height at the tight end position at Darren Waller, who's 6'11", folks. So they've got weapons everywhere, folks. We believe Derek Carr can get it done. This man's been having great success passing the ball, not scoring the ball wise. That's maybe our only knock on Derek Carr. We can get his stats up, but he's been throwing more than 65% completion percentage these last 2 seasons, folks. 67 last year, 70. Oh my God, folks, that is so freaking great, folks. If you throw 70% completion percentage, I will believe in you 100%. I do not care. 70% in 2019 and then 68 in 2018. So the last 3 years have been real solid, and he's been throwing for 4,000 yards every season the last 3 years. 4,100 yards last season, 2019 4,000 yards, 2018 4,000 yards as well. So that's all great. Those are the stats we love to see. The only thing we have a little bit of a problem in is he's not throwing a lot of touchdowns. Now, he's not throwing a lot of picks, so once again, that's great as well. Low picks, 65% in up completion percentage, and 4,000 plus yards. Those are three big key factors we look to see if a quarterback can play in this league. The only thing we would like to see is the touchdowns be a little bit more higher. In 2018, he had 19. In 2019, he had 21. Last season, he had 27 and 9. That's real solid there. I'll take that. But I want to see maybe a little 30-ish action a little bit. So I can get behind last season. Great last season, but it's not resulting in the win. So that's why we are a little hesitant on fully backing and fully buying into this Raiders team. So it's like something's got to give here. John Gruden, is it on you or is it on Derek Carr? What's going on here? Because I'm believing in Derek Carr way more than I believe in John Gruden as a head coach. They have all the pieces. They just need to finally get it done because they've been hot at the start of the season and then floundering in the back half these last two seasons. So we need to start seeing these great stats turn into wins, or it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. So this is a big year for this Raiders team, folks. But let's go into this article here and see why Kenyon Drake thinks he's going to have a big role. He'll probably be, dual quarterback by committee here. We've got no problem with that. There's only one running back in this league that can be a solid by himself running back, and that is mother-loving King Derrick Henry. Crown the man. He's the best running back in the league. He can get it done by himself. He'll rush for 2,000 yards in a season, no big deal. But all these other teams kind of need running back by committee. And that's not saying that it's a bad team. We just saw the Browns last year, folks. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, both 1,000-yard rushers and fantastic. So you can get that great production there with a 1 and 2 combo. That's no problem. So we'll see, how many carries Kenyon Drake gets. But what Kenyon Drake can do potentially is be kind of a great pass-catching running back, because we saw in 2018 Kenyon Drake caught 477 receiving yards on 72% catch percentage. So that's not bad. Obviously, you're getting a lot of checkdowns, a lot of kind of open things, so the catch percentage needs to be high. And at 72%, we can kind of take that. With 400 yards, that's pretty solid out there. So maybe that's where Kenyon Drake can kind of fit into this offense a little bit. Let's see what Josh Jacobs says. Is he a good pass catcher? Has he ever had kind of a 500, 600, 700-yard receiving season? We know he's great on the ground. How is he in the pass catching game? Not the greatest. 238 yards last season, and then his first season, 2019, 166 yards. So Kenyon Drake, that could be his role here, a pass-catching running back. That could be his strength. So let's see what we get in this article, and let's see why he's saying he could have big success here. So while Jacobs remained the workhorse running back, Drake told Sirius XM NFL Radio that he expects to have a sizable role within the offense. All right, that's a big kind of, meatball to fill. So quote here, I'm definitely excited to see how our offense roles continue to develop, with obviously Josh being the main guy to do what he needs to do, because I have much respect and love for him and his game and what Coach John Gruden has planned for us in that specific capacity. So that's great. Kenyon Drake, he could be the number one running back on a team here, but he's not having that kind of animosity towards Josh Jacobs. He's like, hey, I respect him. I know this is kind of his team as kind of the running back here, and I'm just kind of the number two. So that's great right off the rip that he wants to just to kind of fit in seamlessly here, not trying to take all the attention away, not trying to be the main guy, the main man here instantly year one. So we can definitely respect that a lot by Kenyon Drake. But back to the quote. But I feel like I might have a big role in this offense. With them being a top 10 offense last year, the sky is the limit for us. And truly that, folks. We just read you 6 wide receivers deep, one of the best tight ends in the league, and then a great running back by committee there. And then you got Derek Carr, a great passer on top of that. I'm ready to see us take it to the next level. So they definitely can do that, folks. They've got the talent to do so. We just need John Gruden. We think John Gruden is kind of the black mark here. If we have to blame anybody on this Raiders team, I think it's John Gruden. He's never proven to be a good head coach anywhere, folks. When he won the ring with Tampa Bay, everybody says that, the team was already kind of established and he just kind of came in and took over the work that the previous head coach did. So now he's going into season 4 with this Raiders team. Subpar record record every single season. Now it's time to put up or shut up. I believe in Derek Carr. I believe in Darren Waller. I believe in Josh Jacobs. I believe in Henry Ruggs. I believe in Willie Snead. I believe in Josh Brown. What a great pickup there. We'll see what Bryan Edwards can do. I'm not sure if he's a number 2 wide receiver. They have him listed at the number 2 wide receiver on their depth chart. I don't know about that. And I'm a big fan of Hunter Renfrow as well. So, John Gruden, you're the kind of odd man out here. All right, let's see what else we get here in this article. What else Kenyon Drake is saying. So Drake boasted about Derek Carr's vast knowledge of the system, giving the Raiders offense an edge. Quote, he's just very cerebral. Like I said, it's not taking anything away from the guys that I played with, but he has the ability to kind of be the offensive coordinator or the coach on the field. Obviously, that's what you look for in a quarterback in general, but with him being the longest tenured Raider, with him having the kind of connection that he has with Gruden, it's kind of crazy. It's almost like when we're in meetings, literally any question Gruden asks him, it's like second nature to him. He just has that ability to kind of spit off anything that Gruden wants him to do. Gruden's always really toting about how if there's a look on the field, he gives Carr the option 2-3 plays deep within the play to get the best play that he's going to give us success. So that's great as well. That's why we believe in Derek Carr, that he is kind of this cerebral on the field. He's a great kind of, field general, and that's definitely what you need. I mean, that's what Aaron Rodgers is. That's what Drew Brees is. That's what Tom Brady's is. So that's what even Patrick Mahomes is. So you definitely need that on the field. And Kenyon Drake is, boasting on Derek Carr. So we can definitely get behind Derek Carr again out here. What else? One last quote here. So let's see what he says. So Drake believes the quarterback's knowledge and ability, along with the playmakers from the backfield and at receiver and tight end. Gotta respect the tight ends, folks. We are going to be respecting tight ends bigly as heckly. We'll be giving a lot of respect to the tight ends out here. We're big believers into tight end university, folks, 100%. So should the Raiders make one of the best offenses in the NFL this season? So quote here by Kenyon Drake, I feel like looking at the film from last year and getting a better idea of how the offense was rolling, I see how some of these plays may not be the best look for the specific play that you just called. He had a great feel for getting the role that the offense needs to be successful. Like I said, adding me, a couple of more weapons. Willie Snead, he's a great pass catcher. John Brown, he's fast as heck. Love it. I just feel like the offense, like I said, is definitely destined for great things, and that is truly it, folks. It is put up or shut up, sink or swim time for this Raiders team. You have all the pieces. What is their defense looking like? Because offensively, they're great. What do we got defensively? What do they got? Any good playmakers out here? They got Quentin Jefferson, Yannick Ngakoue. He's kind of a little, because remember going into last season, he signed with the Vikings and then never really did anything, and now he's here with the Raiders, so this is going to be a big year for Ngakoue. They got Casey Hayward Jr. All right, I'm not the biggest Casey Hayward Jr. fan. What did he do last year at the cornerback position? 1 interception, 8 pass defenses. I think he's tier 3 corner. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of him. But they got Jonathan Abram, great safety. They got Trayvon Moehrig, who I think should be real solid in this league. Where do we have him on our big board? Rookie safety out here. Where do we have Trayvon Moehrig? Oh, we have him number 1 ranked safety. We got Trayvon Moehrig 1, Javon Holland 2, Elijah Molden 3, and Tyson Campbell 4 as far as our safeties go on our NFL draft prospects, year 1 rookies this year. So we're big believers into Trayvon Moehrig, and he's going to have to step up and have a big role defensively here, but we can definitely get behind him. And then they got Trayvon Mullen as their other corner. What is he looking like out here? 2 interceptions, 14 pass defenses going into his 3rd season. Alrighty, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So this Corey Littleton is pretty solid as well at the linebacker position. What did he do last season? No sacks, no forced fumbles, no interceptions. Okay. So this defense is definitely going to have to step up a little bit, and then John Gruden's definitely going to have to coach his butt off. But the offense should be rocking and rolling. So love that Kenyon Drake is kind of just fitting in as a tier 2 out here, as a running back number 2 out here, and we'll see how the offense progresses. But they've got all the talent, folks. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Another story up. We got Larry Fitzgerald time, and this one I don't like, folks. I don't want to hear this from Lucky Larry. Damn it. This is not what I want to hear. Larry Fitzgerald on coming back for 18th season in 2021. I haven't decided on anything? What? You better decide. Come back to the Cardinals. You better sign again. You better get that ring. I mean, this is the best chance for the Cardinals to have success this season, folks, to win a ring. This is it. They brought in everybody else. Larry Fitzgerald could be the fourth option out here. How great would that be? They got, obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is, wide receiver 1. Then A.J. Green they just bring in. I think he's still got some good game to him. And for him, being in this situation where he only has to kind of be wide receiver 2, he's going to flourish. Absolutely. And then, what do we got? Christian Kirk as the tier 3. And then you got Isabella as kind of the 4. So Larry Fitzgerald could be the 5th option out here. Re-sign 1 more year. Kyler Murray's having, great success. You bring in the defense, that's great. You bring in J.J. Watt. Buda Baker's great. Come on. 1 more year, Larry. Give us 1 more year. We don't want to see him gone. So let's go into this article right here and see what we're getting, because I don't want to see Larry Fitzgerald not have a ring. He's been to 1 Super Bowl, unfortunately lost it. Was against the Steelers. Big Ben got a ring and Larry doesn't. Big Ben needed 2. Come on, Big Ben. You could have shared a ring with Larry Fitzgerald. Troy Polamalu got 3, so I guess that's good. I respect it. Big, I just lost. Why did I lose his name? I just lost his name and I literally just said it. Troy Polamalu, big Troy Polamalu fan, but he's got 3. I believe he's got 3 rings. Big Ben's got 2. He's got 3. I think that's how it shakes out. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see Troy Polamalu get 2 for Larry to have 1. So I want to see Larry get a ring. And if we're going kind of conspiratorial on us right now, I mean, the sports world has kind of been crazy. And if you want to just kind of have that thinking, I mean, the world could be coming to an end, folks, honestly. And they're just kind of giving all the greats a ring. LeBron and Tom Brady won a ring in the same year? What the hell is that about? That's kind of wild and coincidental, don't you think? And then this year, Chris Paul could be getting his first ring, kind of looking like it. So once again, Chris Paul, a great figure that doesn't have one. The world's coming to an end, so the NBA is like, yeah, let's get him a ring before everything dies. And then for the NFL season, Larry Fitzgerald gets a ring. He doesn't have one. He deserves one. So if you want to have, a little conspiratorial thinking out here, could be giving some greats a ring. So Larry, get it to a team that needs a ring. Damn. All right, so let's see what we get in this article right here, and let's see what Larry is saying. So, is Fitz ready to call it quits? This is the question that has lingered on the minds of the Cardinals fans since the conclusion of the 2020 campaign. After being mostly off the radar since the offseason began, Larry Fitzgerald, the 37-year-old receiver at the center of this inquiry, addressed the matter on Friday. Those hoping for more clarity may not be entirely satisfied with the future Hall of Fame's update. Well, that's not good. Larry, I want you to have no doubts. Yes, I'm coming back. Yes, I am back. I will be back for any team, Cardinals, whoever it is. I will be playing this year. That's what Larry needs to say. But obviously, we're not getting that. So what do we get? Quote, I haven't decided anything. Training camp starts in a few weeks. I'm excited. It's going to be another great year for the NFL. That's the quote. That's the only quote that we get. So that's not great. We like that he says, training camp starting in a few weeks. I'm excited. We like that. But then we also don't like the second part of that. It's going to be another great year for the NFL. I don't care about the NFL. I don't care. The Shield, Roger Goodell, I don't care about them. I care about you, Larry. I care about you. Get a ring. You deserve one. Greatness, great reliability, great success, great sustainability for your entire career. You deserve a ring, Larry. Get a ring, Larry. 1 more year, Larry. What else do we get here? Although Cards general manager Steve Keim stated prior to the NFL draft that Fitzgerald's plans wouldn't affect the team's, the drafting of Purdue's wideout Rondale Moore, along with signing A.J. Green in March, suggested both sides could be ready to move on. I hope not. I hope not. Fitzgerald, a Cardinals lifer since being drafted in 2004, currently sits on as an unrestricted free agent. Ugh, sign back. You could be the fifth option. Sixth option. Just be out there to chance at winning a ring. He has a majority stake in the Suns team, so you can get a ring as kind of an owner, but get a ring as a player. That's way more kind of, satisfying, and you deserve one in your own sport, not in basketball with the Suns. Jeez. So he's an unrestricted free agent, meaning he has the ability to sign with any team he chooses. Of course, retirement is always another option. So you don't even need to stay with the Cardinals. The Cardinals could win a ring this year. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. They do have a nice team around them. But if you want to go to a 100% surefire Super Bowl contenders, I mean, obviously the Bucs are one and they would love to have you. Tom Brady would love to have you get a ring. I mean, come on. I mean, they want all the talent over there. They'll take talent. They don't mind it. You won't play for that much money. But I don't think Larry Fitzgerald's got, Phoenix University money. He doesn't need NFL money anymore. He's got University of Phoenix money, baby. They're paying that man, well, they got to be paying that man a lot of money because it's no disrespect to University of Phoenix, but disrespect to University of Phoenix. So he's good. He's set for life on money-wise. So go play with the Bucs. Get Tom Brady another ring. Get yourself your first ring. Or go to the Colts. We believe they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. We believe 100% in this team. And, this would be a great this would just be great for the Colts overall because they are kind of a younger team. They still have T.Y. Hilton. He's wide receiver number 1, a nice veteran presence, making it kind of easier for Carson Wentz's transition into the Colts here. They have a wide receiver 2 in Michael Pittman Jr., who's going to be absolutely great. We've got no problems with that. But he could be the third out here and another veteran presence to help the team overall, to help Carson Wentz's adjustment to a new team, a new system. Why not? And then you get a little bit more burn out there because you're wide receiver number 3 instead of kind of wide receiver number kind of 4 or 5 with the Bucs, wide receiver number 6 with this Cardinals team. So come on, Larry, don't hang it up just quite yet. One more year. Give us one more good year. We've got training camp coming up. That's when all the teams are going to kind of decide, hey, we need this, and we need this, we need that, we need that. And then they go out and decide. We got kind of some decent names out here in free agency still. Le'Veon Bell, we got Richard Sherman, and now we got Larry Fitzgerald. So we'll see where these kind of players go, but I want to see Larry compete for a ring, man, truly. One more year, one more ride, Larry. Come on. Don't retire just quite yet. Alrighty, let's go to this. Here we go. Choose your all-star offense. Here we go. We're doing this one a day. NFL is tweeting this out one a day. You choose your all-star offense. 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and now we're back to 1 tight end. So I'm glad we're respecting the tight ends here. And this time we're doing the AFC West. So the Broncos, the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Raiders. So let's start here with choosing our quarterback. We got Drew Lock, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and Derek Carr. Alrighty, well, I think it's a clear option here. We got to take Patty Mahomes. Come on. I mean, no disrespect to everybody else here. We're big fans of Justin Herbert. And if Patrick Mahomes wasn't as gosh darn good as he was, folks, I would take Justin Herbert. And I do like Derek Carr. We love all the stats, but I believe Justin Herbert, folks. I believe this man's going to be the real mother-loving deal, folks. I think we're going to be talking about Justin Herbert like we talk about Aaron Rodgers, like we talk about Tom Brady, honestly. I think he could be in the GOAT discussion by the time his career is over. I am that highly on Justin Herbert. Patrick Mahomes is he's just gifted, folks. He's just absolutely extraordinary. He's another notch above. He's proven talent over multiple seasons. So we got to give Patrick Mahomes a little bit of credit here, even though I do love Justin Herbert. So I'm ranking Patty Mahomes. That's the quarterback we're going to take. Justin Fields would be number 2. Derek Carr is number 3. And Drew Lock, I'm not even taking him. I don't even know. I don't care if we need 4. You're not. I'm rocking with 3. That's it. You're not on the team. I don't care. Teddy Bridgewater is better than Drew Lock, and Teddy Bridgewater should be the face out here instead of Drew Lock the option. Sorry, not sorry. All right, now let's go to running back. We got Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Josh Jacobs. Alrighty. Not a fan of Melvin Gordon at all. I don't think he's even that good. We have him kind of ranked 25th in our running backs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, love the man. I think he's great. Austin Eckler, he's solid out here. Great kind of pass-catching running back as well. But I think I'm going to go Josh Jacobs here. Just as pure rusher, I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm taking Josh Jacobs. What did Austin Eckler do last season? I don't think he's ever rushed for 1,000 yards. I think he's gotten decent, and I know he has some good good receiving seasons. But I like the pure rushers. What do we got? Austin Eckler. Yeah, he's maxing out at 500, but his catching is, 900. Jeez, love that. I mean, 2019, 500 yards rushing, 900 yards receiving. So this man, that's what the man does. But I think I'm just going to take the pure runner in Josh Jacobs. All right, now we got our wide receivers. We got Jerry Jeudy, Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, baby. Yes, him, 100% him. And then Henry Ruggs. Tyreek Hill, folks, he's the best wide receiver in the league. He's the best wide receiver in the league. Fast, he's not tall, but he plays like he's tall. Folks, he's 5'10", and he plays like DeAndre Hopkins, who's 6'1", and DeAndre Hopkins plays like he's 6'4". And so Tyreek Hill plays like he's 6'4". He will go up and get the ball. It doesn't matter that he's 5'10". He's fast as heck. He'll get behind you and then moss you. He will get behind you and moss you the 6'1" corner. He will moss the 6'1" corner. So Tyreek Hill, I'm taking him all day and tomorrow. Yes, sir. All right, then we got to round out with the tight end here. We got Noah Fant, Jared Cook, Travis Kelce, and Darren Waller. And no disrespect to Travis Kelce, but I'm taking Derek Mother-loving Waller, folks. 6'6", fast as heck. He's the fastest tight end that we just named, folks. Travis Kelce is great. He's got great hands and can run great routes as a tight end, but I'm taking the fast, tall, tight end in Darren Waller, folks. Ooh, folks, look at this squad. Patty Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek Hill, and Darren Waller. Yes, sir, baby. Fast, tall, elusive, speed, catchability. Patrick Mahomes scrambling out of the pocket, throwing on the run, throwing deep balls on the run. I mean, using his legs. Everybody using their legs out here. Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller running. Tyreek Hill running, sprinting down the field. Patrick Mahomes buys 2 seconds out of the pocket, and everybody's 80 yards down the field. Wide open. He delivers 80-yard bombs wide open. This is the dream team right here, folks. Absolute dream team. Patty Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek Hill, Darren Waller. Love it. All right, and we've talked a lot about running backs today, and we can't talk about running backs without talking about the king, baby. The king. Crown this man, Derrick Henry. He said, Derrick Henry on his 94-yard run that topped 21.6 miles an hour. He said, that's too slow. That's too slow. Y'all thought that's good? That's good for the queen. But we talk about the king. We talk about the mother-loving king out here. 21.6. Psh, psh, psh. Too slow. Too slow. Queen's running 21.6. Y'all don't know I'm King Henry? I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get it done next season. So, love that attitude by Derrick Henry. Love hearing from Derrick Henry. Loves watching this man work out. Just love everything about him, folks. How do you not say that this man's the best running back in the league? 2,000 yards last season? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Real upset he didn't break the record, but we believe that is going to be coming this season. So, watch out for Derrick Henry, folks. King Henry. Julio Jones now on the Titans, opening up the running game a little bit because you got to guard Julio Jones over there. So, Derrick Henry, 2,100-yard season, breaking the record. It's coming, folks. It's coming. 21.6 miles an hour. Too slow for me. Too slow. Down low, too slow. What's up? Great. Love it. Alrighty, folks. Those are all the stories that we needed to cover for today. So let's head over to the NBA and crown our pick. Who do we think is going to win Game 3 of the NBA Finals, folks? So here we go. Let's get the line up to date. Let's get the ins and outs, and let's talk this through to make some money because we have been getting absolutely killed on our basketball picks here in the conference finals and the finals. But as you see right here, baby, Dustin Poirier, we had that picked right. So we hitting a little bit of a streak, a little bit of stride, and we're ready to keep that going with the NBA Finals tonight. So let's see what the official line is. Here we go. Suns, Bucks, Game 3 in Milwaukee. Suns plus 4.5. Bucks minus 4.5. Wow. I was not expecting the spread to be this big. I think this is a pretty big spread. I thought it was going to be more like Bucks plus 1, Bucks plus 2, something like that. But we get Bucks minus 4.5. Real interesting out here. All right. Let's see the ins and outs here. Here we go for the Suns. We got Torrey Craig, a game time decision, and we know Dario Saric is out with a torn ACL. And then for the Bucks, everybody's good to go. Just Dante DiVincenzo still out, like we know. So basically, everybody's good to go. Torrey Craig just coming off the bench a couple of minutes out here. Still a good defensive piece, but overall, they don't really need him that much. So what was working with the Suns in games 1 and 2? Just their scoreability, folks. They put up 23s. They made 23s game 2. And then just their kind of great, everybody can score. 1 through 5 can score. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, McCall Bridges, Jay Crowder can all score 10-plus points. Everybody. And then we got Cameron Payne off the bench, who's a great facilitator on the floor. I know, like we said, we love this man getting big minutes in these games. It just doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. But when you watch the game, he makes an impact, folks. He truly does. Scoring, passing, getting the turnovers, absolutely just great all over the field. The hustle that this man plays with, we respect it 100%. And then we get Cam Johnson off the bench, a great scorer. He can give us 10 a night, no problems. So just the Suns' overall scoreability is what is truly kind of making them cross the finish line in some big wins. I mean, they're winning by 10-plus points every single game, games 1 and 2 at home. So absolutely great there. Now, what are the Bucks struggling with? Their other shooters. We can rely on Giannis. Giannis game 1 was great. Was good. Let's say good. Like 20-something points. He was a +1 on the floor. But what our adjustment in game 2 needed to be for Giannis was to be more aggressive. And what did he do? 40 points, no problem. Great percentage, great efficiency, great rebounds. And he was once again plus on the floor, while everybody else was a minus in the starting roster. So once again, Giannis is not the person we have trouble with out here. Giannis is not the one losing the games out here. Giannis is a superstar playing as a superstar in a high superstar needed competition in the NBA Finals. So Giannis is not the problem. What is the problem is the Batman, folks. The Batman. You want to know how I got these scars? I feel like I'm the Joker. Where's the Batman? Where's Batman? You know, I got to kidnap. Who do I got to kidnap for Chris Middleton to show up? Who's Chris Middleton's Catwoman? Let me kidnap her. So Chris Middleton must show up to the game because Batman's been missing, folks. Chris Middleton, a.k.a. Batman, has been missing the last 2 games. He's shooting like 28%. 28% in the finals? Can you get it together? Can you get it together, Chris? Please. Jeez. Giannis needs you. Robin, he needs you out here. The bat signal's going off. Look up. This man's too busy looking at the ground. Like, there's something I need to do today, isn't there? I guess it's nothing. He's looking left and right. Gotham is burning down to the ground. He's like, I'm forgetting something. He's looking left. He's looking right. He's looking down. Never looking up. The bat signal is in the air. Right here. Flashing. Right here. Hey, everyone's screaming, where's Batman? Batman, please save us. The Joker's here. The Penguin's here. Bane is here. Where are you, Chris? The Suns are all villains of Batman, folks, and they got 5, 6, 7 deep villains on that Suns team. And Chris Middleton's just wandering around. Hey, there's something I got to do today. Just don't remember. And going about his day. And Giannis is there as Robin doing all he can, but we know that Robin doesn't do anything really. It's all Batman. Robin kind of tees it up a little bit. And Giannis is like, fuck, man, I'm trying my best. I got rid of one. I got rid of the Penguin. Knocked him out. I'm decently working on the Riddler over here. Jeez, I'm trying to get him out. But, Robin can't take on 7 villains by himself. Giannis can't take on this entire Suns team by himself. He needs Chris. Middleton, where are you? Look up. Find the signal, please. So it's basically just Chris Middleton out here, folks, that's not getting it done. That's it. 28%. Awful percentage. Not putting up 20-plus points. Same thing with Drew Holiday. Shooting absolutely abysmal out here. Trash. Absolute trash. So Giannis is doing everything he can. Brook Lopez is, only playing like 25 minutes. Having all right success. Nothing great. Nothing bad. He's their best 3-point shooter, which is recipe for disaster. PJ Tucker's in the starting lineup that doesn't score. Pat Connaughton had a good game from 3, unfortunately. Didn't result in a win because nobody else could kind of consistently hit him, and they were just relying on Pat Connaughton to just make 3 after 3 after 3. So we'll see what the Bucks do here now. The one silver lining for this Bucks team is that Chris Middleton usually shows up at home. That's usually where he's good at home games. He's good at the Deer Park, folks. So maybe we could buy Chris Middleton a little bit here. But what is really going to decide whether we take the Suns team or the Bucks is I want to see what the Suns were looking like on the road here. So let's look at what the Suns have been doing on the road here in the playoffs because they are on the road here tonight. All right, here we go. On the road in the playoffs. Here we go. So here in the Lakers series, game 1 on the road, they lose by 14 points. That's bad. The first game in LA. They end up winning the second one by 8. And then they win game 6 on the road, closeout game by 13. So they stumbled the first game. Let's see who stumbled here statistically. Who didn't show up for the Suns on this first road game against the Lakers? All right, we had Devin Booker, 19 points on 31% shooting, absolutely not great. DeAndre Ayton had 22 and 11. McCall Bridges had 6 points on 40% shooting. Jay Crowder had 9 points. And Chris Paul had 7 points on 37% shooting. So just nobody was really putting up the shots for scoreability out here, and nobody really scoring. Now, off the bench, we had Cameron Payne with 15 points, real solid there, and Torrey Craig with 11. So just they didn't get their stars in the game. McCall Bridges wasn't scoring. Chris Paul wasn't scoring. Alrighty, now let's see what was happening in this Denver Nuggets series. They swept them in 4, so they won both games on the road. Game 3 on the road, here we go, 116, 102, 14-point win, and then won game 4 on the road by 7, 125, 128. So everybody's showing up there on the road for the Nuggets. Now, here we go against the Clippers. First game on the road, they lose. They lost the first game on the road here. Let's see what they did. Devin Booker, 15 points on 23% shooting, trash. Chris Paul, 15 points on 26% shooting, very not good. He had 12 assists. DeAndre Ayton, 18 points, love that. 18 and 9. Jay Crowder, 9 points on 50% from 3, love seeing that. And then McCall Bridges, 13 points on 62%. So it was just Devin Booker and Chris Paul truly floundering, not putting up any points, and abysmal shooting percentage. Once again, on the road the first time. And they lose big by 14. Oh, didn't mean to close that out. We can get that back up quickly. Here we go. All right, but then game number 2 on the road, game 4 against the Clippers, they end up winning 84-80, close win there. And then they close out in game 6 on the road, winning 130-103, 27-point win, absolutely blowout. So a little bit, of a flounder job on the road in the first games. Against the Lakers, they floundered. Against the Clippers, they floundered. In LA, they don't know how to score the ball. Now they go to the Bucks here. Game 3 against the Bucks, and first time on the road, so that's giving kind of credit to the Bucks -4.5 with Chris Middleton able to score the ball here a little bit more easily, with Drew Holiday able to score the ball a little bit more easily out here. Giannis, we don't have to worry about. Now, are we comfortable with swallowing 4.5 as well? We saw the Suns just kind of getting blown out on the road game 1 out here on the road, losing by 14 against the Clippers, game 1 on the road, and losing by 14 on the road against the Lakers. So, the Bucks -4.5 is looking real good out here, but can we trust Chris Middleton? That's what it only comes down to. Can we trust Chris Middleton to make this a series? Do we see the Suns team overall just floundering? Because everybody's just been on their bullshit, folks. All 1 through 5 has just been absolutely on their bullshit, with Cameron Payne and Cameron Johnson having great work off the bench. So, the Bucks, they've screwed us these last 2 games. We've taken the points with them, letting us down, but now they're at home. How much weight do we put in the previous road game 1s? They get it done in the other road games. Game 4 on the road, game 6 on the road, the Suns win it big. But game 3 on the road, the Suns flounder a little bit. Now, they took care of business against the Nuggets team on the road, but that was when, that Nuggets team was beat up. They didn't have, Jamal Murray. They just had, Michael Porter Jr. with the back issues and Jokic just the big. And that's what kind of this Bucks team is. They don't have Dante DiVincenzo. They use Drew Holiday, who's still solid. Drew Holiday's better than Facundo Campazzo, who was, the Nuggets point guard. The Nuggets had Jokic. The Bucks have Giannis. But we need Chris Middleton to step up. We need him to step up big time. This one's tough, folks. Tough. Truly tough. Those Suns early series in Game 3 is giving me a little pause on taking it. I love the Suns plus 4.5. I think that's great. Give me the points. I can rely on them all. But they struggle on the road the first meeting. I can't trust Chris Middleton, though. I can't trust Chris Middleton. I can't. I can't bet. I cannot take my money and bet on Chris Middleton. I'm sorry, I can't. So for that reason, I'm taking the Suns plus 4.5. If Chris Middleton was just playing decent, that's all we needed him to do, was just play decent in Game 1 and Game 2, then we could have taken the Bucks minus 4 because of the Suns flounder first game on the road in a playoff series. But because Chris Middleton is playing so bad and kind of Drew Holiday are playing so bad, I can't trust them at all. I don't care that the Suns kind of floundered a little bit on the road because Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday will as well, and it's going to cancel it out, and I'm going to just take the Suns' scoreability depth. I'm taking the Suns plus 4.5 points tonight. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're not going to be able to get to that playoff game, unfortunately. I know this entire week we've just been running out of time, and I apologize. But we'll get to it when the time is right. The NBA is coming down to a close. We still have a couple of days before we need to kind of start kicking our kind of NFL refresher into kind of high gear. So we still have a couple of days here to figure out to squeeze in Aaron Rodgers playoff games. We have done some already, so once again, it's not something we need to get done. It's just something that we like to do to kind of get our full opinion on Aaron Rodgers and all that. But we're not going to be able to get it to today. I like to do like 25 minutes on it, and I don't like to do more than an hour and 40 on the show. So unfortunate. But we had a great time on the show today. Great show, great stuff talked about, loved it. And we got our prediction for Game 3 today that we are looking to kind of, go back-to-back on our bettings. So, all right, folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We are back live, noon Eastern tomorrow, breaking down Game 3 of the Bucks and talking about all the NFL news that is to come today, tomorrow, during the day, and we will talk about it all. Alrighty, folks, thanks for tuning in, and no breaking news, so we are